This man discovered something strange in the wilderness. Not far away, there was a baby. It seemed to have been abandoned by the side of the road. The man thought he was seeing things, so he decided to return to the city the way he came. After all, the wilderness was full of danger. But strangely, after walking a few steps, he encountered a child. Seeing that there was no one else around, the man thought he was lost and asked if he needed help. The child said his parents were nowhere to be found. Jeff helped the boy to his feet and planned to take him back to the city. However, strangely, the boy walked straight ahead. Thinking the boy had no one to rely on, Jeff followed him, but the boy kept walking deeper into the desert. As he looked ahead, he saw it was an uninhabited area. Jeff stopped the boy and gave him the last of his water to drink. But Jeff never imagined that this act of kindness would bring him a nightmare. After drinking, he pulled the boy back, but the boy broke free. At first, Jeff thought the boy was being mischievous, but he couldn't persuade him. Jeff could only let the boy go. As the boy left, he gave him a strange smile. As the sky grew dark, Jeff prepared to go home, but then he realized he was lost, and his cell phone had no signal. He found a cave and decided to spend the night there. In his panic, he heard a noise. He mustered his courage and walked toward the sound. He discovered a cliffside valley. Upon closer inspection, he saw that there were people living there. A woman was standing outside the house. Jeff saw hope and climbed down the ladder on the cliff. Strangely, only half of the ladder was intact, but fortunately there was a chain ladder, and he quickly reached the bottom. Jeff walked towards the house, but no one answered when he knocked on the door. Seeing that the lights were still on inside, Jeff didn't think twice and went straight to the woman, explaining that he was lost and hoping she could help him. But strangely, the woman didn't respond, only asking Jeff to sit down and eat. At this point, Jeff had no choice but to agree. Faced with the woman's warm hospitality, Jeff looked at the food in his bowl and found it very strange, but the woman was eating it with relish. Jeff had no appetite, so he gave the food in his bowl to the woman, asked her for a glass of water, and begged her to let him use her phone. But the woman told him that she lived alone and had no relatives, so she didn't need a phone. Seeing that Jeff was very anxious, she persuaded him to stay the night. Jeff had no choice but to agree. The next morning, the woman was still asleep. Jeff left some money and prepared to leave, but looking at the valley before him, something felt very off. The terrain here was extremely dangerous, and as far as he could see, there was no place to climb. He could only use the chain ladder. However, when he reached the ladder, he was shocked to discover that the chain ladder had disappeared. This was trouble.